day I wanna sing my song. I just wanna run and not be gone too long, 'cause this time is precious still. I wanna keep it close to me. I'm wishing on a star to make more time to see. You can always dream. You can put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. You can always dream. No one's taken that from you. Only you can see it through, just like the way you do. So feed it from your soul and weigh it from both sides. The fulcrum and the tides will give direction that you'll know. You can always dream. You can put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. When you make the time, it's a game of give and take. When the balance is at stake, you need to take a look inside. Look deep into your heart and remember how it feels. It's where the answer lies and tells you what is real. You can always dream. You can put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see
chat. Let us know where you're from or how you found us. And if you're in person, it's suggested that you turn your phone ringer off, which I did not do yet. And some people like to keep their phones on because they participate in the chat online. If it's the first time with us, welcome. We're so glad that you found us. If you're here in person, there is a visitor's card. We would love it if you would fill it out. It's over on the table there. If you're online, you can fill out the QR code and let us find a way to keep in touch with you. Announcements. Well, actually, let's take a moment and just appreciate the people who are contributing to this service. So we say a big thank you to Aiden and TJ in the sound booth. Thank you, thank you. Yes. We have a big shout out of thank you for Tammy McKinley, who she's going to be online with us. Some of you may remember Tammy. She was a member here for many years. So yay, Tammy. Today for music, it will be Lynn and All Angles singing. Yay. And our wonderful guest speaker today, who really, he's not a guest, we know him so well, is Reverend Dr. Raymont Anderson. Yay. Yay, yay. And he has the CSL Teaching Center, Spiritually Integrated Arts, and I'll tell you more about him in a little while. Our announcements today, next week, July 7th, Ed Surma is coming back with his sound bath, the sound healing with the Tibetan bowls and all of the wonderful instruments that he comes and plays and gives us this experience. We just all relax. After service, also on the 7th, is at 12:30 is Miriam with another Cogno movement, and that investment is $15. July 14th, after service, we have our community time. Is it ice cream social? Have we landed on that yet? Oh, no, maybe not? Okay. It'll be something sweet. And after we have our community time and food, there will be the sing-along with Lynn. Yay. And then art night is on the 18th of July from 6:30 to 8 with Miriam again. So do plan to come. It's always and I think we're going to make prayer flags. Yes, I think we are making prayer flags. All right, so let's welcome All Angles and Lynn.
Okay, we would love if you would join us with our opening song, Holy, 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 by Karen Drucker.
We are holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am whole. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are whole. Spirit divine, come to me. We are whole. We are whole. We are whole.
Okay, so Tammy McKinley is with us to be our platform practitioner today. So welcome, Tammy.
Thank you. So for those who don't know me, I was here from 2009 to 2018 when I moved down to Norfolk to be near the beach, but I've been a practitioner since 2014. So I'd like us to join together in saying our vision statement. When it comes, is it up? I can't see. There we go. All right, say this with me. Our vision. We are celebrating spirit within and knowing the oneness of humanity. Excellent. So we have our theme of holy boldness, and I found something that goes along great. Being bold doesn't have to be heroic. When we think of boldness, we like to imagine Steve Jobs at Apple or a daring general rescuing his side from certain defeat. Boldness, however, occurs around each of us every day. Quitting your job to pursue something else, making an investment in an idea that you believe in, and starting a conversation with someone new are all examples of boldness in our daily lives. Each requires breaking some form of social or financial security with a belief in yourself. When we take a risk with the belief that we will find a way, we are acting in the spirit of boldness. Believing in ourselves and our ability to overcome challenges is the foundation of a bold life. With this attitude, we can try new things, challenge ourselves, and move on from our failures. To live a memorable life, you have to be bold. And boldness starts with giving yourself permission to go into situations where you don't know how to respond. And now, we will do our breaths together. So let's relax and take a few breaths together. Each breath has 3 parts: an inhale, a holding of the breath, and an exhale. So let's inhale for 3 counts, hold it for 3, and then exhale for 3. And let's do that again. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Now I'd like you to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Feel the support of your chair and the surface beneath your feet. I invite you to focus on your heart center, becoming aware of the energy of love and light expanding there. Imagine it flowing out into this room and into the world. Take a moment to continue experiencing your inner light that radiates out from your heart. Now, feel a connection to our beloved community, those present in the room, online, and those watching in the future. And now, I will continue with a spiritual mind treatment. And so I am so grateful for this day, so grateful for this celebration center for spiritual living community, so grateful for the tech, for those who have stepped up, and just so grateful to know that God is all there is. God is power and presence and love and harmony and healing and wholeness. God is omniscient, omnipotent, omniactive, and omnipresent. God is this and so much more that my human words can display, because God is infinite. God is all. God is the one. And so I know I am of this one. I am of this power, of this presence. And each one of us here are of that power, of that presence. Each one of us get to enjoy every God quality that exists. We get to experience it, express it, and just be in it in all ways at all times. And so I bless the service. I bless all the hands that have put into it. I bless all the hearts that are listening. And I bless Reverend Ray as he takes his time and energy and spirit in expressing the words of God today. So grateful for him stepping up to speak with us today and to share those words of God. And I am so grateful to know that my word is a law. And so I release my words into the law, knowing that they cannot return to me void. I let it go, I let it be, and so it is. And now, please know that you may request a prayer by asking one of our practitioners after service, filling out a green card on the table, or going to our website and press the Request a Primitive Prayer button.
Okay, we're going to share a song called Circle Round by Ma Muse. And I just want to give a big thanks to Brent Mass, who's joining us today on percussion.
He's got bells on his toes. He does. Tambourines on his toes.
Yeah. I have a circle around me of people I love. I have a circle around me of care. I have a circle around me of people I love, so I can stand up in the face of fear. Stand up in the face of fear. One step in front of the other, one step back. One love, one for each other, keeping the circle intact. Keeping the circle intact. Let me be the circle around you in love. Let me be your circle of care. Let me be your circle around you in love, so you can stand up in the face of fear. Stand up in the face of fear. That you stand with me gives me the strength. That you are here with me, ooh. That you stand with me gives me the strength to do what I am called to do. Oh, do what I am called to do. Be my circle, surround me in love. Be my circle of care. Be my circle, surround me in love, so I can stand up in the face of fear. Stand up in the face of fear. One step in front of the other, one step back. One love, one for each other, keeping the circle intact. Keeping the circle intact. I have a circle around me of people I love. I have a circle around me of care. I have a circle around me of people I love. I will stand up in the face of fear. Stand up in the face of fear. Stand up in the face of fear. One more time. Stand up in the face of fear.
Let's give all angels a little more love. Lots of hours of practice for that. And it is a labor of love. And so I want to introduce Reverend Ray, who's our speaker today, and he is a lifelong learner with a passion for self-development. He lives his bliss as a teacher, minister, author, visual artist, American Sign Language instructor. He is a mentor, a father, a grandfather, and so much more. he gives people life skills and practices that enable them to realize and materialize the full divine potential that they are. He's an amazing facilitator. I can speak from personal experience. He's a fun facilitator. He has a small group, or a study group, on Wednesday evenings through his center. And in August, be sure to ask him about this. In August, he's planning to offer a class called, you're going to like this, Terry, Storytelling as a Spiritual Practice. Yeah. So we will be letting you know the details of that shortly. Please welcome Reverend Ray.
I want my hug. Thank you. How's it going, everybody? You know what? Just because it's a small group doesn't mean it can't be a bold group. How are you today? One more time. Okay, you so we're familiar with the idea of call and response? So I'm going to say something and I want you to repeat after me. Why is my timer not working? Don't repeat that part. Okay. I am the body of God. I am the power of God. I am that which is the all that is. I am love incarnating. I am joy in form. I am wise beyond my imagination. And that is what is so. And so it is. So, thank you. So, we're talking about this idea of what it means to be colorful to the core and to have holy boldness. Now, I have a question for you, however, is when we talk about to the core, what's the core? Like, think of your body for a second. What is the core of your body? Heart, stomach, right? It depends on what exactly we're talking about. Because if I say, like in martial arts, you move from your core, right? You move from your dantian, where your center of gravity is. Jen said, don't move too much. Where your center of gravity is. Because if I move from somewhere that's not my core, I fall off balance. What is the core of this building? What is the core of governance for the United States of America? What is the core principle of the Constitution? What is the core? Like, we could talk about this idea of, well, core. Core is that idea, that thing that supports. That thing that facilitates life. That thing that facilitates freedom and liberty. That thing that facilitates the heart. It facilitates life by pumping blood through the body. Whatever that is, it is the thing that facilitates. Now, if we're talking about being colorful to the core, well, what is that? Generally, I want you to think about it this way. Meister Eckhart said, between me and God, there is no between. Breathe that in. Between me and God, between me and the infinite, between me and that which is the all that is, there is no between, which means what? Because if Lynn were to stand here and I put this between us, well, clearly we've got flowers between us. But the moment I remove the flowers, there is no between. There is only us standing. Far too often we negate the power that we are. Far too often we give our power away to others. And we turn our... who in here did not ever, never, ever, young folks might not have, seen The Wizard of Oz, the original Wizard of Oz? Anybody who hasn't seen? So everybody has seen. So you remember when Dorothy was in Kansas, and you remember her life was sepia. And then she gets to Oz, and oh my, it's Technicolor. Technicolor is the natural state of the divine. Sepia is when we have allowed collective consciousness to dull our senses, to not be able to see that love is what we are, joy is what we are, spirit is what we are, that God is somewhere, somehow living, way, oh, where is God at? Like whatever that is, that's living in sepia. We are not meant to live in sepia. How would you feel if Lynn, I pick on you a lot when I come here, don't I? If Lynn were to come up here and just do this. How would you feel? Let that sink in for a second. Now, first you might think, Aiden, what's wrong? The mic's not, Lynn's mouth is moving, but there's nothing coming out. Like there would be some discord. There would be some things not quite right with this picture. That's no different than standing in our truth and knowing that that which God is, that which the universe is each and every one of us, all the time, right here and right now. So when we go out in the world and we dim our light, when we go out in the world and we let the idea of collective consciousness, well, you know, because you're this gender, it means this. Because you're this color, it means that. Because of this, because of that, because of your age, because of your weight, because of whatever this is, you're not good enough. That's us taking a step back and saying, because there's a song inside that wants to be expressed, but when we let others, whatever that other is, convince us, don't sing. Sing to yourself. Keep it inside. Sing in the shower, but not in public. Dance to the beat of your drum. Don't have us dance. Like whenever that happens and we buy into it and we say okay, then we have turned our light down. And you know that song. We've sang it before. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Well, you know that song, right? That light is not little, though. Like in truth, that light cannot be little, because that would mean that that which God is has size. Somehow, I know God. I know. I'm keeping track. So somehow that would be us buying into the idea that says, well, Yoda was wrong. Judge me by my size, do you? As well, you should not, for my ally is the force, and a powerful ally it is. It is the all that is. It's everywhere. It's in everything. Crude matter, we are not. We are luminous beings. But when we say, well, you know, because of my trauma, my light, dim it. Well, because of my age, dim it. Because of my this, dim it. Well, if you only knew how much money I actually had in the bank account, dim. But the truth of our being can never be dimmed, no matter what. It's not possible. If you were to go in your house right now and you boarded up every window, I mean, you painted black, you put tin foil on it, you put plywood up, does that make the sun stop shining? No. So we can board up and dim our concept of ourselves, but not the truth. We can choose not to express, but that which God is already expressing. How often have we talked about, well, Tammy's a licensed practitioner, but all of us are practitioners, licensed or not, because all of us are using the same power and the same principles to do this thing called life. So it really doesn't matter, quote unquote, if you have a license or not. Are you thinking? Is there anyone who got here by way of not thinking? When you're in a conversation, how often do you not speak in conversation? How many of us are like Mr. Spock, or those that Mr. Spock hails from, Vulcans, who we are without emotion? Which the funny thing is, Vulcans aren't without emotion. Any Trekkies in the room? Vulcans actually have emotions. They are just so powerful that they choose to keep them in check by appearing emotionless. But the emotions are there. That which God is, the truth of our being, is here now. And when we choose to, but what? But is it some kind of idea from our collective consciousness way back when that says it to pump yourself up, to be proud of yourself, to give yourself kudos, to recognize your own beauty and your own intelligence and your own talent? Somehow that is boastful, and therefore boastful is prideful. And we remember our Judeo-Christian siblings saying, pride cometh before the fall. To which I say, that's cool, because I love autumn leaves. And Christmas ain't too far behind. When do we finally say, this is the truth of my being? What does it mean for me to live this truth? How many of us woke up this morning and looked in the mirror and said, who am I? What am I? Am I a sheep today? I'm probably a bumblebee today. No? We go about our day and we don't question, am I something other than? We know what we are. We are human. But how often do we sit with the idea that says, I'm human? I have to remind myself, I'm human. I am a person. I have to remind myself of that. How many of us do that? We don't, because we know it. But we say, I keep forgetting that I am the divine. I keep forgetting that I am an incarnation of spirit. I forget that. I don't think we actually forget it. I think we somehow put it behind in the same way that right now, if I were to ask you, by you being here, is your kitchen gone? You know you have a kitchen in your home or your apartment. You're not there right now, so you're not thinking about it. But it's there. Did you forget it? No. It's just somewhere else in consciousness. It's not my focus right now. When we focus on the message of the world, we put God in the kitchen. We're not focusing on. We didn't forget, though. It's just not our primary focus. Right now, my primary focus is, Lynn, I don't have any money to pay my bills. Oh, lack and scarcity. That's my focus right now. Rather than, let me bring God out of the kitchen. Matter of fact, I don't have to bring God out of the kitchen because God's in the living room, the dining room, the bathroom, the bedroom, the basement, the attic. It's all that is. So the invitation is, let me bring my awareness to this truth. Let me bring it to the present right here, right now. This breath, I'm not doing this. I'm not breathing me. But there is an intelligent power that breathes me, that gives me the capacity to live beating my heart, because I'm not doing that, because I can't multitask all too well, Ingy. If I had to beat my heart and breathe me and talk, one of them got to go. Like, oh, I can't multitask. I'm not that good of a juggler, right? But we understand there's an intelligence that governs the biology. Well, what is that intelligence? As Carl Sagan said, you are the way that the universe knows itself. To which I remix. You are the way that the universe breathes itself, loves itself, nurtures itself. You are the universe, period. Not comma, not semicolon, period. Hard stop. Because the moment we want to put a comma, we want to say, well, I am God, but my trauma, but my finances, but we want to add something that then discounts and reduces our divinity rather than I am God, period. I am that which is. When Dr. Holmes said, the only God that any of us would truly know is the one that we embody, to which he followed up with, never forget that. The only God that any of us can truly know is the one we embody. It doesn't get much bolder than that. Because in order for Lynn or All Angles or anyone, I saw you sing, for anyone to step out and sing, you have to embody the song long before you get to the microphone. It has to already be here on your way up to, it's already there. Because if there is no song, then why am I stepping up to the microphone if there's no song to be sung? There has to be a song. But the song isn't being sung yet, but it's there. That means everything that is your heart's desire, just because you don't see it yet, just because you're not at the microphone yet, just because of whatever, not yet, doesn't mean it's not already there. Every dance before it is danced is already there. Every story before it's ever told is already present. There is only one mind, and that mind is God, and that mind is your mind right now. And that means the moment you have an idea, it's not just your idea and then God's idea. If your mind is the mind that is God, then the moment it's there, the universe is already acting on it. And the more our emotions, the bolder we are to embrace it, hold it, and act from it, then the law moves in such a way that it starts to materialize. It starts to take form. Before the song, there's an inhale. Before the song, there's a I have to tune. Before the dance, I have to stretch. Before the whatever it is, I've got to get the pen to write. But it means we already have the faith, believing that once I have the pen, it will be written. Once I take the breath, it will be sung. Once I tune and strum, there will be music to be played. It means we already have the faith. It means we already have. But check this out. This is a very bold idea. What if none of us have faith, but we are faith? If we are divine incarnations of God, God has no need to have faith. Right? That which God is, that which Spirit is, it has no need to have it. It is it. And if it is it, and we are individualized expressions of it, then we have the exact same attributes of it. Which means we don't have faith, faith has us. Breathe. So I'm going to share with you, Jen sent me some questions. In my 30 seconds or so, I'm going to do my best to answer these questions. Don't judge me, don't judge me. I know how much time I have. What do you need to feel bold? Awareness of who and what you are. If you have awareness of who and what you are, boldness will take care of itself. If you know yourself, you ask somebody, what do you do? I am a chef. When's the last time you asked somebody that and they said, I do cheffery? I do chefdism. No one answers that like that. It's I am a chef. I am a musician. Right? We put the I am, that I am this. And then from the I am this, everything else, well, if you are this, then I know what you do. It's by default. I know what you do. Awareness of who and what you are. Are there practices that help you feel bold? Anything that encourages the expressing of oneself that requires risk and vulnerability. Public speaking, performing, painting and showing your art, dance, poetry, cooking and serving the dish. Any of those things where someone can say, and we do it anyway. We are willing to risk being vulnerable because it's who and what we are, not just what we do. Is it always appropriate to be bold? When it's life-affirming, yes. Is it always appropriate to be human? Yes. Is it always appropriate to love when it's true and unconditional love? Love that is agape? Yes. It's that other convoluted, non-life affirming love, mania, jealousy, that we're like, yeah, no, not that, right? But love, pure and in its essence, it's always appropriate. So the question is it always appropriate to be bold? In other words, recognizing that you are God? Yes. What is holy boldness? Living, moving, and being your divinely magnificent self. Are there risks to holy boldness? Vulnerability, the risk of rejection and being misunderstood, being alienated, being called a cuckoo nut because, oh, you're in that cult, right? You're in that Ernest Holmesian thing, right? I ain't trying to drink the Kool-Aid. Like, oh, it's to risk someone misunderstanding and not, because that's one of the reasons why we don't share who we are and what we do, because we're afraid that someone's going to say such a thing as that. So that's what we choose to do. What do we gain by expressing holy boldness? Greater embodiment and by default expression of truth, the universe, God. How do we know it's holy and not just boldness? We discern and we ask, is it loving and compassionate? Is it life-affirming? Is it nurturing and caring? Is it reliant upon a caste system and a hierarchy of power? If we ask those questions and we get the answers, then we know if it's holy, if it's sacred, if it's right. Last thing I want to leave you with before I pray us out and then we open for questions, which I'm hoping Jen will, didn't ask her this, but I'm hoping Jen will facilitate. I know you have heard the idea that says from Rumi, you are not a drop in the ocean, you are the ocean in the drop. I understand and love the analogy, but it doesn't work for me because if I just take one drop of water and put it there and I ask Melinda, what is this? And she says, it's a drop of water. She's not going to automatically say, oh, that's the ocean, because all I see is a drop of water. That's why I use, not just because I love cake, but I use the cake analogy. You take a cake, you take one slice out of the cake. Is that slice, I said cake and got excited. You take that slice out, is that slice the entirety of the cake? No, but how much of that slice is cake? All of it. Are we the entirety of God? No, but all that we are is God. Breathe. And we anchor into this awareness with such grace and beauty and power that I begin at the end. I begin with my amen. Amen, that I know that these words are not simply Ray's words, but that these are the words of the universe speaking through itself, about itself, and back unto itself. Amen, that I know that everyone who is here in person and everyone online, whether now or watching the recording later, is a divine incarnation, manifestation, and expression of all that God is. When Dr. Holmes said, whatever is true about God is true about you, that is the amen that I choose to live. And as I say, I choose to live, I know that this is the truth for everyone here, everyone now, everyone, period. It is the truth, the whole truth, and only that which is true. God. Amen, that I know that whatever is going on in our bodies, in our minds, in our hearts, in our relationships, in our finances, whatever that experience is, true, it is an experience that we experience. But if it is not life-affirming, it is not the truth of our being. I may have $0 in the bank, but my value and my worth is beyond any amount of dollars and cents. Amen. Amen, that I know that whatever challenges I may be having physically, I know that the truth of my being, every muscle fiber, every sinew, every bone, every organ, it is all divinely orchestrated by that which knows and knows that it knows. Every atom, every molecule, every quantum particle and wave is a divine expression of God, which means I am whole, perfect, and complete, even with the headache, the backache, the ankle ache, the toothache. I am whole, perfect, and complete. We breathe, recognizing that the law doesn't just say yes. The law says amen. The law recognizes our thoughts, our words, our emotions, and our actions, and it acts accordingly. We don't simply do prayer. Our life is prayer. Breathe and recognize that that which we are is a divine demonstration of our amen. How we live is our amen. How we communicate is our amen. How we wash dishes is our amen. How we drive is our amen. How we do anything is prayer and is our amen. The law says yes, the law says amen. That means it's already done, it's already demonstrating, it's already manifesting. Our invitation is to step into that boldly and go where we may have never gone before and live out loud as the truth of our being. Between me and God, there is no between. And so it is. Amen. All right, Jen. I now call to the platform Jen Fay. Yes.
So Ray is accustomed to fielding questions on, is it on Facebook?
Yes.
On Facebook on a regular basis. People just ask him questions and he will respond. And so if anyone has a question for Ray today, feel free to ask. I think you covered it all.
And the thing is, and so what Jen's referring to is normally it used to be Q&A on Monday with Reverend Ray, and I would open up for any questions. I tell people, you could ask me anything you want to ask me as long as it's respectful. You'd be amazed at what people ask. So if you don't specifically have a question now, and you might be feeling a little shy, that's fine. Just promise that you will at some point reach out to ask whatever that question is. But other than that, if there are no questions, I guess we can, your thoughts, your feelings of what came. Yes, sir.
Yes, so I was just wondering about your views on your relationship with infinite consciousness with God. Is your relationship, I'm thinking about my own relationship when I asked what yours is. Is it a personal relationship? When you connect with God, do you view him as something akin in the everyday world to artificial intelligence, and you speak to hell, the computer, or something like that, and talk to him somewhat similar to being a human being, but knowing it's an all-encompassing power and everything, and you're talking to yourself also at the same time? Or you take a less personal approach and sort of just say, well, he's there, and I have this thought, and I know everything's done already because I thought about it. That meant God thought about it, and it's getting put in place. But where's the connection?
Can you recap this question for the people?
Oh, yes. So the recap, in terms of, and feel free to, because I'm going to summarize, I'm doing a Chat GPT version. In terms of relating with God, do you relate with God in a personal, intimate way? Or is God separate and you know God's there, but it's not like you don't have conversation with God, but you know God's there? How do you relate with this entity, this being, this consciousness that you refer to as God? So for me, one, if I'm going to actually say that God is all there is and mean it and practice it that way, then one, the way I love me is the way that I love God, because there is no separation. If I don't love me, if I don't appreciate me, I don't take care of me, then there's some aspect where I am separating and saying I don't deserve, which means I am pushing the divinity that is me somewhere away. So how I love me, how I self-care, how I inner talk with me, because God is all there is, that's one. So how deeply do I know myself? 2, God is all there is. The way that I love this person, the way that I love these people, the way that I interact and love you is the way that I love, worship, honor that which is God, sees and acknowledges itself, which is why we namaste. That is an intimate relationship because it requires a level of vulnerability for me. On average, if you don't do it, you've seen people do it. You say to someone, hey, Terry, or Terry says to me, hey, Reverend Ray, what's up? Please do that, Terry. Hey, Reverend Ray, what's up? Good, and you? Or we'll say, let's do it one more time. Hey, Reverend Ray, what's up, Terry? Wasn't there a question in there? Terry asked me a question. What's up? Translation, how are you today? I just threw the question back. That's not why not? So even in that, there's a separation. In order to namaste, in order to see God, recognize God, acknowledge God, it means I have to be willing to see however God is showing up. It requires vulnerability because God may not like me for whatever reason. God doesn't like my skin color, right? But God is this individual. Because if they knew the way I know, they wouldn't be racist, sexist, etc. They couldn't be. So how do I still communicate with them is intimate. How do I still pray regarding this is intimate. How do I, when I'm cooking, do I just throw something together? Or do I still, even if I have to do it quick because I know faith is hungry and I need to get this together quickly, even if I am moving quickly to get it done, am I doing so with love? Because how I am chopping onions, how I am preparing the food is love, which means there's an intimate relationship with that which God is. So for me personally, it's how I relate to everyone and everything to the best of my ability. Moment by moment, breath by breath. Because there are times that the emotions, and I'm like, Jen, pray with, But there are moments, the human part and the baggage part comes up. But then I come back to, okay. Just like someone scares you in your breath, where does our breath go? We start breathing up. A deer ran in front of the car, man. And then we breathe, and we bring it back. We bring it back. We reclaim the breath. Same thing, that's what prayer does. It's help you reclaim the awareness of who and what you are so you're not connected to this. That's an intimate relationship with God. You are welcome. Thank you for the question.
That was amazing. That was an amazing question. Thank you, Teen. Anyone else? You have time for one more.
Depends on when I get the invite, but we're not going to count that as a question because I knew
No,
that
that's
was
not
coming.
a question. Okay, Jay.
Thank you. So to recap, knowing that I am smart, knowing that I am handsome, knowing that I am X, Y, and Z, how do I step into that truth without feeling the guilt and the shame and the whatever this judgment is regarding it? How do I know the truth and walk the truth? One, and I do this often with people whenever I'm chatting with folks and stuff like that comes up, I'll say, imagine that you're in court, right? And in court, you have the two sides, the prosecuting and right? You have this. And there's evidence that's brought into, Your Honor, I would like to submit into evidence. Here's the evidence that says Jay is smart. And then they're going to try to refute it. Well, one, pause and ask, who is refuting this? Who's showing up to say, no. Yeah, you're smart, but don't tell anybody. What is that voice? Because that's not your voice. Somewhere you were conditioned to let that voice in and make it your own. We all do this in one way, shape, or form. And we make that voice our own. That may be a parent, that may be a former teacher, someone who said, young man, we don't brag in this classroom. Ooh. And it became, and it initially, it was Mrs. McGillicuddy's voice. Until we reached a certain age, don't ask me where that name came from. Until we reach a certain age, and then we hear her voice as our own. But it's that voice. So, where's the evidence? Is there evidence that says you are smart? Yes, or you wouldn't have said, I am smart. And you didn't say, I do smart. You said, I am smart, which means your intelligence shows up in various places in your life, not just math or science or this or that. I am this, and so it shows up everywhere that I go. That's one. Whenever that, self-conscious, doubt, judgmental voice comes up, sit it down and question it. What are you here for? Why are you telling me this? What's the evidence? Show me the evidence. If you're going to tell me that this is arrogant, because I'm not going around saying, hello, my name is Jay and I am the smartest individual in the room. I'm not doing that. So what are you talking about? Right? Like question it. It's not, I can tell you now, it's not going to have an answer. Other than it may say, well, remember when you were 5 and, what? Remember that time that's not evidence. That is an experience when guilt, shame, judgment showed up, but that's not evidence of truth. So breathe into it and remind yourself often, especially when that shows up. I am smart, I am intelligent, I am wise. Oh, look at that. Oh, yes. And I'm for real, remind yourself of that, because right now, none of us can see our own faces. Right? None of you in this room can see your own face, but you know it's there. And when you want to check in to see if your lipstick went awry or if there's, one little crumbly things at the corner, right? You check in, you go get a mirror and you look. So there are times when you're like, oh, do I have judgment on my face? Do I have guilt or shame on my forehead? Go to the mirror of your consciousness and remind yourself, I'm smart, I'm wise, I'm intelligent, I'm handsome. Whatever is true about God is true about me. Just remind yourself of it until such time as the voice may still show up, but it gets quieter and quieter, and the space gets further and further until it's just a whisper. Cool. My pleasure. You are welcome. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. There you go. Thank you, Jen.
Oh, let's give him some more love. Okay, we have a closing song. Oh, no, not yet. Okay. 2 more songs.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to share a beautiful song by Amy Steinberg called Flying on Faith. Flying on Faith.
You can go ahead and tiptoe through your life, digging in the dirt, you can stress on strife, but I'm gonna fly past the worry and the pain today. I'm flying on faith, flying on faith, I'm flying on faith, faith. You could cry all night about the things that you hate, so dissatisfied in so many ways, but I'm gonna find a way to celebrate today. I'm flying on faith, flying on faith, I'm flying on faith, faith. Picked up my baggage and I threw it out the door, not looking back because the past is such a bore. I'm gonna stand with the moon, with the stars up in my face today. and knowing is the only way today. I'm flying on faith, flying on faith, I'm flying on faith. Hey. Picked up my baggage and I threw it out the door, not looking back because the past is such a bore. I'm gonna stand with the moon, with the stars up in my face today, 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 today. I'm flying on faith, flying on faith, I'm flying on faith, faith. You could go ahead and tiptoe through your life, digging in the dirt, you can stress on strife, but I'm gonna fly past the worry and the pain today. I'm flying on faith, flying on faith, I'm flying on faith. Hey, I'm flying on faith, flying on faith, I'm flying on faith, faith, I'm flying on faith.
Thank you. Flying on faith. Okay, we're going to, this is our time in the service where we take a moment to appreciate this center with our financial contributions. And just know that your presence here is a gift, as well as all the other ways that people give here, volunteering with time and talent. And there's so many ways to give as far as financially. In person, we have a basket in the room. Over on the table, online, you can scan the QR code or go to celebrationcenter.org and click on the Give button. You can mail a check in. Our address is on our website, celebrationcenter.org. And now Tammy is going to come back and read our offertory affirmation and bless the donations. You there, Tammy? Yeah.
Please join me in saying our offertory affirmation together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. So now, I just bless these gifts. I bless the time and talents shared with the Celebration Center, and I bless these financial offerings. They not only bless Celebration Center, but they bless throughout the world as we share them ourselves. Just so grateful to all who participate, so grateful for the community that we have and the community that feeds us. So grateful, and so it is.
Thank you, Tammy. We appreciate you being here today. Now we have our closing song.
All right. If you feel up to it and you would like to stand, I hope you'll sing along with us. We're going to sing Ricky Byers' tune, Our Loving Will Change the World.
Love, 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 everybody. Love, love, love. When it's hard to love, love. Our loving will change the world. Share, share, share who you are. Share, share, share. When it's hard to share, share. Our sharing will change the world. Care, care, care for each other. Care, care, care for the ones in need. Care, our caring will change the world. Ooh, find me there, singing for you. My heart wide open with what we came to do. The wind in the trees sing the melody true. Love everybody, let the love shine through. Everybody now sing, sing, sing all
Our sharing will change the world. Our singing will change the world. Our caring will change the world. Our loving will change the world. Woo.
Thank you. And so thank you for coming today. We have our closing affirmations. I was going to ask Ray to come back up, but I don't see him. Okay. Repeat after me. I step forward boldly into a colorful life. I shine. I am delighted to feel my holy boldness in action. And so it is. Thank you all.